There's Sinbad.
That's it.
Look at him in the middle of all that goodness.
And he is also Levi from Attack on Titan. Alright, so the first question I ask everybody is, how did you get into voice acting?
Many years of performance arts, theater, and just having a general interest in acting. So classes, and everything that you would go into to be a formal actor. But I also grew up a hardcore gamer and lover of cartoons of all kinds. So that was an avenue I always had interest in. And so when I had an opportunity to kind of cross that boundary, and I met somebody who worked in the industry named Matthew Mercer, who directed a lot of old school anime in like the late 90s, early 2000s. I began working on small background wall bits, those early projects like Old Fistula of the Star, Trigun, Cowboy Bebop, great series. I was like guy screaming number 3 in the background. Began from that point. And so that was kind of how I got my foot in the door as far as just getting a taste of that part of the industry. And that inspired me to try that much harder to pursue it. So I took it a lot more seriously and began to focus on that endeavor and work hard, hit the pavement, network, and eventually over time managed to make a career out of it so far. So far so good.
Now, I first asked this question to John Swayze in the Q&A panel. With the wide variety of anime that's out there, from like kid stuff to the adult stuff, do you have standards with your roles?
I have no shame.
And
no.
like there's Daryl going.
Yeah, no.
Throwing him under the bus.
I mean, I have standards in the fact that like I feel like I should have some sort of investment in my character and the story to a certain extent. And thankfully, I haven't come across many projects that really I felt nothing I could connect with. I would probably draw the line at things that I felt far too tasteless. That like I love South Park, and like South Park is the type of like over the top, over the line humor that I like. But even they do it with an irreverence and a sense of humor to the point where no matter how dark they go, it's still funny and it isn't truly offensive. But there are some projects I feel like can cross the line that either they miss the cleverness of that humor, and thus it just becomes either offensive or just for the sake of being offensive. Stuff like that I would probably draw the line at. Or things that I felt were either too heavily politically leaning one way or the other, or things that were too heavy on, pro or against religion one way or the other. Like, I feel that everyone's open to their own ideas and their own opinions, and I don't want to be part of pressing somebody else's ideals too heavily out there. So I guess that would be the only thing I could consider. It doesn't come up too often, thankfully.
So from Beyond the Void that you can't see my voice fandom. So in Magi, Sinbad has kind of the most interesting introduction to the entire show. So how is that like? So you come into the booth and you're like, okay, this is the first thing I have to do for this character.
Yeah, no, I came in and Tony was like, so before I give you some back story on your character, let me show you his first scene. And he walks out wearing nothing but a leaf. I was like, okay. It's like, yeah, that's Sinbad. Okay, let's go. But no, it was really interesting. It was really funny to kind of have that introduction of the character because it's just wide-armed and happy and just, hey guys, look, sorry, my clothes got stolen. Sucks.
Sorry.
Yeah. And he became a really fun character to play with from that point forward. That's your beginning of your character. No matter what he does, you have to take a little bit of a smirk and irreverence to it, even when he's being serious.
You do know that there's actually, I think it's either a special or something where it's his origin and it's younger Sinbad. That's out right now.
It's a manga offshoot that they've been putting out there.
They animated it.
Did they?
Yep.
If that does make it to a dubbing state, how young is Sinbad? It might be too young.
I haven't watched it. I just know it exists because of Tumblr.
Fair enough. I'll look into that. If he's like 10 or 11, then I'm like, that's too young. So I'd love to do more, that kind of stuff on Sinbad too. But that's really cool. I'll have to look into that.
Did you ever watch Thundercats growing up?
Yes.
So when you heard about the revision, you were just like, I want.
Yep. I grew up at all my action figures, especially like the special edition ones where you put the battery in the back and the eyes glow, and I had my little plastic sort of ornaments that made the swing sounds when you swung it around. And,
were you the kind of kid that went, Thundercats?
Oh yeah, through the house. And so having that back history when the auditions came in, of course they had announced the project yet. It was like Untitled Cartoon Project, and then I looked at the character size, it was named Lion-O and Tiger, and I was like, oh my god, it's Thundercats. So my inner 8-year-old started doing cartwheels and auditioned for it, and then a month later I heard back that I booked Tigra, and so the cartwheels became much bigger cartwheels. And that was just an amazing process. Like being able to work with the people I got to work with, like Will Friedle, Manuel Shrieky, D. Bradley Baker, Corey Burton, Kevin Michael Richardson, all directed by Andrea Romano, which directed, all my favorite Warner Brothers, cartoons of the past 15, 20 years. And then Ethan Spalding was one of the directors who also worked heavily on Avatar: The Last Airbender, which I also adore as a show. So it was just like a dream team of people to be a part of. So not only was it calling up a part of my childhood that I loved so much, but then to be a part of the next step, and that was just totally a dream. So.
Now, Levi.
Yes.
How did it feel to be part of something? Have you ever seen Attack on Titan before? Like, did you ever expect to see, like, when you heard Attack on Titan, to see an anime like this?
No, I did not. I remember seeing the fan base grow even as far as like Anime Expo last year. Like so many cosplayers out there.
What are these uniforms?
Yeah, I was like, this is a pretty interesting theme this year. And so I remember watching the trailer online, and it was just like, oh, it's big people. They're eating tiny people. This is okay. And so, but I never actually got around to watching it until later that year, later last year. And I had friends of mine who aren't even anime fans, who I never even knew they watched this series, come up to me and be like, "If you watch Attack on Titan, this show's really good." And I was like, oh wow, this is starting to breach elements of outside of the normal fandom I'm aware of. And so I got an audition from Mike McFarlane to read for a few characters from it, and I was like, I should probably watch the show now. So I send in my auditions, I sit down and find it on Hulu or Netflix. I'm like, I'll watch a couple episodes, and cut to 9 hours later, I haven't left my couch. I've just marathoned the entire first season. I'm just like, this show is so awesome. Oh my god. I hope I get something. And then when I got the call that I booked Levi, it was kind of my favorite character in the show. Yeah, I got the fan art presents coming in. It was awesome. I remember Mike called me. I was driving to my agency for an audition, and he's like, "Hey, I was thinking about having you play Levi. If you wanted to come out and do this, are you cool with that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, no, that's cool. Yeah, no, yeah, we'll coordinate via email. We'll get scheduling done, and I'll come out and fly, and we'll do like the first couple sessions. All right, man, I'll talk to you later. Bye." Hung up, pulled off the side of the road, put my car in park, and just went like, "Yes, it was awesome."
Best reaction to a role ever.
No, I have a question about that, which is sometimes directors, especially for shows like Attack on Titan, where they're a little more dramatic and there are certain twists in them, they will not really like their actors to go out and watch it because they feel it could affect the performance. Do you think that it did affect you playing Levi, especially if a second season is rumored to be coming and there's a lot of twists in the series? Hi, I've read this manga. Do you think if that came to you, would you feel like kind of heartbroken that you can't keep watching because they would kind of forbid you to?
If they were to do that, a little bit, but it's still work and you want to go with the director's vision. Usually that's not the case, I find, because most directors know to work with people they respect, won't let that affect the performance. Some actors might feel that it's more of a natural thing to experience it as the character does. To me, I feel that's almost limiting because there might be aspects to your character's history that you won't know until it's revealed later that your character would have known this entire time, and that puts an extra layer to the performance that if you're not aware of, you can't put in there. If someone's keeping a secret the whole time and you keep it very, very subtle that nobody notices it, when they do know the reveal, they can go back and watch it and pick up on those nuances, and that makes it a multi-layered, really affecting performance. Whereas without that knowledge, I feel that's an aspect or a facet of the character that you would have missed out on the ability to present. So I understand where that thought comes from, and some directors may believe that way, some actors might prefer it that way. I don't. I'm kind of one of those people that wants to know as much as available, and then base my performance on what the character knows, where the character's going, and I can plot out those points and those changes and those points of emphasis with that much more knowledge. But that's just my preference.
Out of all the characters you voiced, who's the one character you want to spend a whole day with?
Probably not Levi. Or at least he wouldn't want to spend it. Yeah, it'd be a lot of cleaning and him not spending it with me. Oh man, that's a tough one. Yeah, there's a couple characters I can think of, but they haven't announced them yet. So
Crom could always take you on a date.
That'd be a little awkward. I'm not the wind at your back, nor the sword at your side, buddy. I respect what you're going with this. No, honestly, I'd like to sit down for a day with Leon Kennedy and teach him how to be better with remote. He's not very good at that. He's really bad at that. I feel bad for the guy. So I just give him some pointers, maybe wingman him in a bar somewhere, you know. Do my best. So I think I'd stick with that.
Very nice. That's an awesome answer right there. Now, final question. I've asked this to many voice actors. It's the hardest question I've ever had to ask any voice actor.
Oh boy.
If you were a dinosaur, which one would you be? And raptors are very popular.
I know. That's why I can't pick one. The raptors are cool and all, but you know, they're a little overexposed. Oh man. Oh, that's hard. I'd probably have to go with ankylosaurus.
You and Lauren Tom.
Because just like covered in armored plates, you're like, come at me, bro. If you do, you just club him with your giant tail. Like, no, you are set. He is like, if we're looking at a D&D party, he's the tank fighter. And that's kind of rad.
I hide behind the pile of dead bards.
Yeah. All you do is just like curl up and like, yeah, what? Try it. Try it.
You and Lauren Tom think the same way. The girl who voices Amy from Futurama.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
She was like, I'm just short and you're just sneaking around. You must be douche.
Yeah.
I don't remember her name who plays Lena Inverse, but she still has...
Lisa Ortiz.
That was my favorite answer.
Lisa Ortiz. She was like...
I want to be the little things that eat the girl in Jurassic Park 2.
Do you remember those little dinosaurs that eat the little girl?
Compies.
That thing.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I remember the compies because I used to have the little toys of them when they came out with the old Jurassic Park. And you used to buy like the Jurassic Park play set that had like the talking computer with the bad synthesized voice. It was like Jurassic Park compound, click here. And it was like really terribly digitized. Yeah, I grew up a huge Jurassic Park nerd. I had to buy 3 raptor figures because they hunt in packs. You can't just buy one, you have to have 3. You're pointless otherwise.
Logic.
Come on, pay attention, guys.
Logic.
Somebody's probably done that. They're like, people do Attack on Titan everything. I had my friend has this stuffed alpaca, and she has a little green cloak for it, and she has the bigger cloak. And I'm like, Mariette, did you make your alpaca a Titan fighter? And she's like, don't judge me. She's actually really upset she can't be here. She's super sweet.
And there's one more question. Like, with the ranks, what would you do? Would you be the Titan fighter? Would you be the
Scouting Corps, Garrison, Military Police?
You know, honestly, I'd probably go Scout because I'm stupid.
On a scale of 1 to Aaron, how stupid are you? I'm kidding.
I'm like an 8 on the Aaron scale.
So Connie.
Yeah. Well, no. What it comes down to really is I tend to be very inspired by causes, and I'm a very kind of self-sacrificial person when it comes to the greater good. That's just something like I've been raised on, the idea behind. It's part of the reason why Leon as a character really resonated with me. You know, a person who's willing to sacrifice for what needs to be done. And so, for all the different legions there are, the Scout Legion, that's the one that really needs the most people. That is the hardest to do, but the one that really is going to spearhead any salvation for humanity. So I feel that would be the one that I couldn't turn down.
Alright, this has been Matt Mercer, Levi!
You guys are awesome.
Anything you want to say to the fans?
You're amazing. And for those I haven't met, I'll meet you in the future. And for those I have met, I'll meet you again. And you guys chill, play video games, enjoy your anime. I'm doing the same. And enjoy the rest of your year.
Adulthood, it consists of video games, believe us.
You don't have to grow up. I haven't.
No one. We should. Alright, it's been Robin from Anime America. Stay tuned. For more updates on Anime America, just go to our Facebook page and like us. For more awesome videos dealing with everything in pop culture, just click on one of these videos here and subscribe to Pop Spectrum. You'll be glad you did. Thank you for watching and stay tuned to Anime America.